Hello, I'm Royal Master Eunkyung Song. Nice to meet you. I sincerely welcome and congratulate all of our auto sales masters who have recently been promoted. And you work so hard. You must have fought many lonely battles since joining Academy to get to this point, and you were treated unfairly from time to time, right? I would like to give you a big round of applause for all of you who came all this way. Now that you're here, you all must quickly become affluent auto sales masters and also become perfect auto sales masters. And we need to work hard to help our partners get here too, right? So, how can we do that? If the system is created like this, what should you do? We just need to use the system actively. If you highly recommend your partners, help them carry out their missions well. And manage your follow-ups well, you will be the first to get the auto consumers that you have longed for. Then you will get your partners within the system. What I want us to think about together today within the remaining time is this. When working, there is something as important as how you work. It's relationships. You are now a leader who has to lead a team. And you have to become a leader who has to take responsibility for that team. You need to think more than anyone about how to lead your team when running an Academy business. So I want you to bear this in mind while listening to the lecture. Academy business is a business where people are everything. If people gather in my team, and they want to stay with my team, and people who have left for various reasons want to come back to my team, then the team will naturally grow. However, when people start to gather, conflicts are bound to arise. People from different environments will have different ideas and unique characteristics. And we are doing business together with all these people. Then you have to accept that it is natural for conflicts to arise when all kinds of people gather together. However, how we resolve these conflicts wisely will have a huge influence on the growth of the team. So, I think we need to look into what conflict factors may exist and how to resolve them. It may seem trivial, but we're going to think about some things that we can't ignore. Okay, number 1, let us not be greedy for benefits out of short-sightedness. When first starting Academy, you'll try to spread your consumer base left and right, won't you? Also, you hope to find partners in the process, right? But when a partner is found, this partner will also try to spread their consumer base left and right. So the points that you receive from one side will suddenly increase. In this case, you will turn your eyes to the other side to increase your allowance, right? Now, as time goes by, do you think your partner will be aware of this situation or not? The partner will know. Now put yourself in that partner's shoes and think about it. How do you feel about this? If I was that partner, I would be unmotivated, wouldn't want to work, and also feel betrayed. Don't you think so? Yes. Your partner just joined and is learning how to walk, but you say now that you know how to walk, you can walk alone. Afterward, if you just focus on getting more allowance, the partner will become dissatisfied. So what will the partner do? Just stop working? I'm not saying you shouldn't care about your smaller leg, and I'm not saying you should just focus on your partner. When there is a partner who just joined and is trying to do something, it is your job to help that partner settle down. Okay, now number 2, don't make promises that you can't keep. Have you heard someone say, I'll do one side, you do the other side? You should never say anything like this. Also, if you hear someone say this, you should never believe it. We have to have a good balance on both sides to increase the allowance. But I trusted that person's words and worked hard to grow just one side. For the sponsor, growing either the left or right side only means that one side becomes a bigger leg. Now, let me ask you a question. Is there someone who can constantly get more members and also add more points into the bigger leg? Anyone? There's no one here. No one. You shouldn't make others do things that you can't do, right? It's the same for the sponsors as well as the partners. It means that the sponsor can't take responsibility for one side of my network until the end. But I'll be in the sponsor's position too. Then I also won't be able to keep the promise that I would take full responsibility for one side. So I think it's better for you not to make promises that you can't keep. Okay, now number 3. Don't try to manage others. Lead by example. Those of you who aren't perfect auto sales masters must be in the field working, regardless of your rank. Have you seen teams where the numbers of partners continue to increase, but the point situation hasn't gotten better? There is. Why is that? This happens when you work hard to build your consumer base, but once a partner joins, you immediately switch to management mode. Now, you will stop working to get more consumers and focus on training the partners who have recently joined. You want these partners to take over what you have been doing so far, but this situation will keep repeating itself down the hierarchy, right? So what happens is that the number of people will increase a lot, but the points won't increase. So, what I want to emphasize is that regardless of your rank, if you're not a perfect auto sales master, you should never leave the field and stop building your consumer base. Number 4. We say that we can succeed because we work together even if we don't have the ability, right? Don't just say it without action. The side with sponsor support will grow strong. But there are partners who are having a hard time because they cannot improve their smaller legs, right? Right. They are not earning any money now. I am helping with one side, so shouldn't they be able to take care of the other side? I am sure some of you may think like this. But if you are a partner who is already settled in the system and is working hard to achieve your dream with an earnest heart and good team spirit, you need to help your partner balance both sides. If both sides and not just one side are balanced out, your partner will think that they are really taking care of me. This is teamwork, right? So, instead of focusing on only one side of your partners, it is important to balance both sides. Also, for me to achieve the right balance, my partner should have balanced sides, which is the key to the solid growth of an organization. I hope we do not create an atmosphere where people are excluded for being slow with their promotions. There are teams that really want to join but can't because they are not ready. We need to wait for those teams. Of course, there's a difference between just not doing something and not being able to do something due to the team situation. A team leader should be able to carefully check each member's situation. There are teams that need to speed up, and there are teams that need to develop slowly with solid teamwork. Everyone has done a relay during a sports day, right? A relay, okay? There are sections where you hand over the batons. So there is a runner running with a baton, but the runner is so exhausted from running. Then what should the next runner do? The next runner should go back a little to get the baton, right? But what should you do for runners who are running hard at a high speed? The next runner should also run forward and receive the baton, right? Similarly, you can't lead every team at the same speed and in the same way. So, I think you'll be able to get an answer if you think about it like this. Everyone's pace is different, but if you aim to have all of your members reach the upper limit, this may provide you some answers. So far, we've looked at some elements of conflict. There will be more than just these. A wide range of conflicts, big and small, will present themselves to us. One day, when I was talking with my partners, one partner said this. I'm going crazy because of somebody. I don't know why he's doing that. As the partner continued to complain, the partner's direct sponsor smiled at him and said, "You two were like that before." We all laughed together. But then, the direct sponsor of the sponsor who said that looked at him and smiled. What does that smile mean? You too were like that before, right? So what I want to say is that we are a group of people who lack something. We can make mistakes or do things that may cause conflict unknowingly. But we mature by learning and changing within the system. Then there comes a time when you realize your mistakes. So we should relax our minds and give our partners some time to change. We can only grow when the conflicts are resolved. So we should make an effort to resolve them. The most important thing in resolving conflicts is communication. Communication. I learned that the most basic element of communication is listening. You need to be prepared to listen to anything for the other person to feel free to talk. You should listen to the other person to know why that person is having difficulty and what made that person feel bad. You have to figure it out to solve the problem. Even if it's different from what I think. I ask you to communicate with others by having an open heart, being relaxed, and listening carefully. Both for you and also for me, I don't think it's possible to advance without going through hard times while doing this job. But nevertheless, it seems that we cannot avoid it. We are people who have reason to persevere. So, I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I was able to get through those hard times. That is, push yourself to the limits by putting out words there first and trying to take responsibility for what you have said. When I first became an affluent auto sales master, I declared to my mother, "Mom, I'll give you 500,000 Korean won per month from now so you can stop working." As you all know, even if you become an affluent auto sales master, you don't make much profit. As the number of partners and people to sponsor increase, you need to visit several places and expenses increase as well. But I think I made a huge effort not to forget why I chose this job. Most people think that if I succeed or when I make a lot of money, I will pursue that job. But finding the reason you chose this job should be the first thing to achieve. Now, what did my mother do when she believed me? She quit her job. Just quit like that. What should I do now? I should take responsibility for my words. Atomy was no longer a job that I could quit any time. It became something that I couldn't give up. I worked hard to keep that promise. As a result, I joined the Leaders Club again. So, I put my words out there first again. "Mom, I'll give you 500,000 Korean won each week now." My mom now waits for 500,000 Korean won every Tuesday. Then what should I do? Again, I need to take responsibility for my words. So I continued to work hard like that for a long time. But as I worked, some thoughts kept coming up in my mind. Isn't it okay to give her about 2 million Korean won per month? That's what I was thinking. But what I usually emphasized during my lectures was that the best vision is for a sponsor to write out a life scenario and live it out as planned. I kept emphasizing this point during my lectures. I wrote in my life scenario that my parents' living expenses are 3 million Korean won per month. I knew this the best, and all of my partners knew this as well. So what should I do? I need to keep that promise, because that is what I said during my lectures. As I wrap up the year of 2018, how should I run a business in 2019? I was worrying about the next year. I should show myself completing the first priority of choosing this job to the world. I made up my mind to do that and called my mother again. What did you say? Mom, I'll give you 800,000 Korean won per week from now on. By doing that, I was able to achieve one of my dreams. I had to work harder to keep my words and promises and created an environment where I couldn't give up. I think this was the secret that helped me get here by not giving up. Now that you heard my story, are you thinking, oh, this is a really hard job. It's not easy. But looking at the overall period of time, I don't think it was a long time considering the time concentrating and being immersed in work. We are people who have to live our life journey anyway. During that process, we meet a lot of people with whom we share each other's thoughts, strengthen people through small changes and improvements to our lives, and help people achieve their dreams. Could there be a life more beautiful than this? That kind of business is atomy business, right? I'm sure some of you will know, but when Dr. Song-Yeon Lee gave us a lecture, he sang a song during that seminar or lecture. I had a dream of becoming a singer since I was young, but I had to give up my dream due to family circumstances. When I was older, with the help of an acquaintance, I was able to study vocal music in college. But later, I had to give up the study because of financial reasons. I wanted to refine this voice and praise with a wonderful voice, but I was very sad as I had to give up on this dream. So I looked up famous sopranos and tried to imitate their style. Then I actively participated in a church choir. As I was overcoming the sadness through various means, a sponsor gave me a call. They are looking for a soprano at Atomy headquarters. I will register for you. I don't know if it'll work out or not, but if it works, tell them you'll do it. That is what the sponsor told me. I like to sing, so I didn't ask about the details and just said yes. Surprisingly, I received a call from headquarters. Prepare this song and come to this place by this hour. I practiced that song hard and went there. But while I was singing on the stage, I was so nervous that I still don't know how I sang it. As I was getting onto the stage, I thought that, no, this is not for me. I will tell them that I can't do it. I got on the stage. Then Dr. Song-Yeon Lee said this as if he read my mind. There must be some Atomy members who majored in vocal music from prestigious universities. And also there must be a lot of talented people who have studied abroad. But there are also those who have not majored in vocal music and are not great singers from what I can see. So why do you think you were given this chance? That is because you are the person who desperately wanted and dreamt for the chance to be on the stage. That's why you got this opportunity. Don't think about backing down and show us your improvement. This is what he said. I looked for a private tutor right away. That's how I got a private vocal lesson. Another dream that I wrote on the side of my life scenario came true. There is a fabulous saying, if I achieve my dream, I become someone else's dream. This is what I found out later. But after seeing me on the stage, a lot of people started to work hard and admiring me for being on the stage. Atomy, which allows this very ordinary person to live such a wonderful life, giving hope to others and making other people's dreams come true. You should also write a marvelous life scenario that will surprise me, vividly hope and dream about it. If you keep going forward step by step while doing what you have to do today, I'm sure that one day your dreams will come true. I'm certain of it. You are all here by choosing Atomy. And you are all working hard to achieve a wonderful life. I'm sincerely cheering for all of you. Go for it. Thank you.